Good evening. As cases have surged, we've seen a rise in the number of COVID-related deaths in Kentucky. Along with more than 5,100 new cases today, the state reported 24 more deaths. 2 funeral homes in southern Kentucky are seeing a spike, even they didn't see early in the pandemic. Phil Pendleton talked to 2 funeral directors about the challenges they're seeing. His story is first on Fox.
W.L. Pruitt Funeral Home in Moreland had 10 funerals from people who died of COVID-19 from January to July of this year. They had the same number of funerals just in the month of August.
Almost 50% of the call volume that we saw was due to COVID-19 in August, and they did not all have underlying health conditions. Majority of them did not have underlying health conditions.
That's a switch from earlier in the year or last year when most COVID-19 deaths were of people who had other health issues and were much older.
The first time it was mainly in the elderly, 70 and 80-year-olds. This time it's all across the board.
Including recently a 48-year-old woman, and scheduling funerals is also challenging.
It's just hard because the whole families have it.
In Somerset, it's a similar story. Lake Cumberland had 2 COVID funerals last week and 8 over the past month.
Hitting more middle-aged, younger people and people that don't have pre-existing conditions.
And most of the people who are dying were not vaccinated, according to what both funeral directors are seeing.
You know, that's not a specific question we ask, but just from interacting with the families and talking with the families, almost all of our deaths were unvaccinated.
I think most of them have not been vaccinated. Yeah, I actually lost a really good friend of mine here about 3 weeks ago when he was kind of anti-vaccination.
Lang says despite the increased number of COVID deaths, they are able to handle the load. In Lincoln and Pulaski counties, Phil Pendleton, the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
The W.L. Pruitt Funeral Home director says they don't mandate masks during funerals, but he says almost everyone attending services chooses to wear one.